Hey guys, what's going on? Rob with 3STRONG here. Tonight I want to talk about hypertrophy, muscle size, muscle growth. This is what bodybuilders have. Bodybuilders are focused on getting their muscles as big as possible, and it's mainly focused on the aesthetic. We're not necessarily worried about muscle strength, and the function of the muscle is just, let's just get some bulk, let's get some size to make ourselves look bigger. And there's a certain way that we can train our muscles to get that result that is unique from other styles of training. And it's absolutely based on the rep scheme, the amount of rest, the amount of fatigue in the muscles. So the first thing, to develop muscle hypertrophy, we need a higher volume of work. And volume of work means how many reps are we going to do and how many sets are we going to do. And we don't want the reps to be low in every set. That's what's going to help to develop the muscle strength. But to bulk up the muscle, we want about 6 to 12 reps in each set. It could go over, but let's start with that. Let's start with 6 to 12 reps. And to increase the volume, since we don't want to go over 12 to, let's say, 20 reps in each set, let's increase the number of sets that we do. And we can even increase the number of exercises that we do. But we want a high volume of work. We want to do a lot of sets to really push the muscle to the limit. And with that high volume of work, what we also do is create a high level of fatigue. And this fatigue comes through not just the amount of work that you do in each set, but the amount of rest that you get in between each set. And that level of rest is going to give you kind of an incomplete recovery. So if we push ourselves really hard in each of those sets and we only give ourselves about 30 to 90 seconds in between sets, we don't completely recover. The muscles aren't completely recovered. So if I do, say, a set of bench press and I push myself to pretty much muscle failure and I get to about 12 to 15 reps, and then I only rest 90 seconds, I won't be completely recovered by that next set. And so there's going to be this level of fatigue that I'm going to have once I go into the next set. And that level of fatigue is going to make that second set even harder. And then if I continue to do that rest for 90 seconds to another set, the fatigue is just going to build and build and build. And my muscles are just going to get that much more tired. That is actually what we're looking for. Since muscle hypertrophy is different than the function of the muscle, we're not really worried about the performance of the muscle. It's mainly we're worried about the look of the muscle. And so we really want that muscle to be burned out. We want to get it tired. We want to get it fatigued. We want to get as much out of it as possible. And that shock to the system will create it to grow. It has no other choice. If we make it work as hard as possible, it will grow. But what that also does, since we push it to that failure point, I'm sure some of you have felt that muscle pump, after you do a bunch of arms or chest or shoulders or whatever, that you leave the gym feeling pumped up. You feel bulked up more so than when you walked in. And that is actually kind of a good sign that we know that we're getting a lot of blood moving to those muscles. And, granted that pump goes down after a while, but it lets us know that we've worked out hard enough to really shock those muscles. And so every single time you go into the gym, you want to get that pump. Every single time when I was focused on bodybuilding in my workouts, I got to that point where my arms were absolutely just, stretching the sleeves of my shirt. And that was a sign to me that I really pushed myself to the limit. So to develop that hypertrophy, you want a high volume of work. A lot of sets, and not necessarily a lot of reps in each set, but just a lot of sets or a lot of different exercises. You want to fatigue the muscle through short rest periods and pushing yourself to close to failure or failure in each set, and really try to shoot for that muscle pump, and that's going to help you get those big muscles. See you guys tomorrow.